Engelbert should aspire to make. When a star player says directly, "We have the worst leadership in the world and you are the leader," your response that you're disheartened.
This could be the most chaotic moment in WNBA history. Live on ESPN, Scott VanPelt didn't just call out the league, he destroyed the commissioner's credibility on national TV. Now, after shocking footage and leaked reports about money and endorsements, Caitlin Clark has finally broken her silence. What she said is sending shockwaves across the league, because for the first time ever, Caitlin hinted she might walk away. Hit that like button if you stand with Caitlin Clark, because this moment changes everything.
We have ever had followed one of her games at Iowa. The WNBA has benefited from her presence more than the other way around, even though this year for Caitlin Clark was essentially lost to injury. But it's a league that's at a flashpoint. According to Sportico, franchise valuations have soared. Players want more money and the CBA expires at the end of this month. This was a whole lot more than just a shot across the
WNBA should be celebrating right now. Record-breaking ratings, sold-out arenas, and stars like Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and Paige Bucher's leading a new era. But instead of headlines about basketball, every major network is talking about something else. Leadership failure, greed, and a commissioner exposed live on national TV. This isn't a rumor. It's a collapse
right now. Because, the homeboy Mike said it. This is what I was talking about. What the F are you so worried about Caitlin Clark endorsement money for? Now, Correlation was the one who originally found this. Shout out to Correlation. Let's listen.
Well, let me clarify first, because it's proxy season, right? No CEO, do you just put the base pay in there? You put their bonus, you put their stock options, you put everything. Caitlin has the ability to make up to $500,000 just in WNBA wages this year. So, of course, they're just looking at a base which is collectively bargained. And actually, it's low because she's the #1 pick. She'll make a little more than that. But she also has millions and millions of dollars of endorsements.
Pocket watching. Why you counting her endorsements? What do her endorsements got to do with her WNBA salary? That right there shows to look a little spooky for you, Kathy.
ESPN. Scott VanPelt went viral, not for his usual humor or analysis, but for something far more brutal. He calmly and surgically took WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert to school, saying out loud what millions of fans were already thinking. Caitlin Clark isn't lucky to have the WNBA. The WNBA is lucky to have Caitlin Clark. VanPelt backed it up with numbers. Every spike in ratings, every record-breaking broadcast, all tied directly to Caitlin. Then he asked the question that froze the studio. If your greatest asset feels disrespected by leadership, what does that say about your leadership? Moments later, he delivered the line that went viral worldwide, calling out Engelbert for ignoring legends like Elena Del Don after retirement. You can't even thank your own MVP. That's not leadership. That's neglect. The internet exploded. Fire the commissioner trended as fans demanded accountability. But then the story took a darker turn. Leaked reports suggest Engelbert's behavior may be driven by money, jealousy, and control over endorsement power. In one alleged conversation, she claimed Caitlin Clark should be grateful for the platform the WNBA gave her, saying that without it, she'd make nothing. Let's pause on that. Caitlin Clark was already a multi-million-dollar brand before she ever joined the league, with Nike, State Farm, Gatorade, and others backing her. She built an empire as a college player, earning more than most pros.
Disrespected by leadership. What does that say about your leadership? And right after that,
Caitlin signs, every brand that picks her over the league chips away at Engelbert's control.
One who I hope has earned the benefit of the doubt to fight for what is right and fair for our athletes and our fans. We have the best players in the world. We have the best fans in the world. But right now, we have the worst leadership in the world. If I didn't know exactly what the job entailed, maybe I wouldn't feel this way. But unfortunately for them, I do. We serve a league that has shown they think championship coaches and Hall of Fame players are dispensable, and that's fine, it's professional sports. But I will not stand quietly by and allow different standards to be applied at the league level.
Scott VanPelt went viral, not for his usual sharp analysis or humor, but for something far more cutting. In a calm yet devastating takedown, he exposed WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert, saying exactly what millions of fans have been thinking. Caitlin Clark isn't lucky to have the WNBA. The WNBA is lucky to have Caitlin Clark. VanPelt backed his words with facts. Every surge in viewership, every sold-out arena, every record-breaking broadcast, all tied directly to Caitlin. Then came the question that silenced the studio. If your biggest star feels disrespected by leadership, what does that say about your leadership? Moments later, VanPelt delivered the comment that broke the internet, calling out Engelbert for ignoring legends like Elena Del Don after retirement. You can't even thank your own MVP. That's not leadership, that's neglect. Within minutes, "Fire the Commissioner" was trending, and fans across the country were demanding accountability. But the story didn't stop there. New leaks suggest Engelbert's actions may be driven by jealousy and control over endorsement money. In one alleged private remark, she said Caitlin Clark should be grateful for the platform the WNBA gave her, claiming that without it, she'd make nothing. Let's get real. Caitlin Clark was already a multi-million-dollar brand before she ever joined the league, with Nike, State Farm, Gatorade, and others behind her. She built an empire as a college athlete, earning more than most pros. So why would the commissioner say that? Because Caitlin's power threatens her. Every endorsement Caitlin signs, every brand that chooses her over the league, chips away at Engelbert's control, and that's what really scares her.
Wanted to see, after Nafisa's comments and what she alleged that Kathy Engelbert had said specifically about you, what your thoughts were on that, and have a follow-up.
Well, I mean, first of all, I have great respect for Fee, and I think she made a lot of very valid points. And, I think what people need to understand, we need great leadership in this time across all levels. This is straight up the most important moment in this league's history. This league's been around for 25 plus years, and this is a moment we have to capitalize on. So that's honestly what I would say. I think there's, Fee said it all with what she said, and I think the points she made were very valid.
The league scrambled to issue a rushed statement defending Kia's integrity, which only made things worse. In trying to calm the fire, they basically confirmed everything. And in that moment, the commissioner lost the locker room. No player stood up for her, not one. Lexi Hull, Sophie Cunningham, even coaches, all sided with Kia. It wasn't just a scandal anymore. It was a revolt. For days, Caitlin Clark said nothing. No tweets, no posts, just silence. But when she finally spoke, she didn't need to shout or stir drama. Her words cut through the chaos like a blade. When asked about Nafisa's comments, she simply said, "I have great respect for Fee. She made a lot of valid points." Interview 6. We need great leadership right now. At all levels. Boom. One calm, powerful statement, and everyone knew exactly what she meant. Caitlin Clark had just called out the commissioner without even saying her name. Then came the question that changed everything. A reporter asked, "Do you think your endorsements exist because of the WNBA platform?" Caitlin smiled, that confident Iowa smile, and said, "I built my brand before the league. It's how women's sports are evolving. Players are coming in already established. Translation, I don't need you. You need me." And then came the line that left fans speechless. Caitlin Clark hinted she might walk away if things don't change. Sources close to her say she's deeply disappointed with how league leadership has handled her treatment, her safety, and now her name being dragged into private conversations. One insider said, if the league can't protect or respect her, she'll find another way to play. That's a nightmare scenario for the WNBA, because right now, Caitlin is the WNBA. Losing her would shatter everything they've built. So here's where we stand. Scott VanPelt exposed the truth on live TV, Nafisa Collier revealed the money motive, and Caitlin Clark just dropped the calmest, deadliest statement of her career. Kathy Engelbert? She's out of allies, out of excuses, and maybe soon out of a job. The league has two choices, protect its players or protect its pride, because if Caitlin Clark walks, the WNBA walks with her. So what do you think? Is it time for a new commissioner? Should Caitlin leave for good? Comment "Justice for Clark" below, and if you want the truth mainstream media won't say, hit like, subscribe, and turn that bell on. This story isn't over.